Yes, okay, mate. So let's look at this. It's a good question, and with only 5 days left, or whatever it is, 6 days left into the end of the quarter, we are finishing very poor so far. When you finish very poor and you close right down on the bottom, kind of like this, you close right down on the bottom. What you do want to kind of look for is some sort of bullish stop hunt down on the lows there, and then move back up. So we are, and this is also a bearish, well, it's a bearish yearly stop hunt there. So yeah, ideally, it would give us some sort of bullish stop hunt on a 3-month or 6-month, yes. Because if it doesn't, here was a great example. He closed right down there on the low. What's this? This is a yearly on Stellar, actually. It's just a random chart. He closed on the lows, and then there's, you get this bullish stop hunt, but that is on a new yearly, right? So it's a big question. Do we need a new year? There's 6 months left. Are we going to continue to chop about here? And is it a new yearly candle that we need now because this is rejected so bad? Personally, I didn't think it was going to reject this bad. It had a lot of things going for it. We had the halving, we had the ETFs, we had the 2-year base. Let's look at a better coin here, actually. Any coin, really, even BCH, which is not a great coin itself. This is still green, probably because of the Bitcoin effect. Let's look at Uni. Uni has sold off a lot. It's good to see it's still green on the year, though. So let's look at the 3-month and 6-month for Uni. This looks okay. I've seen these before many times. These can actually really be bullish wicks in an uptrend. I think I talked about Litecoin yesterday. Now, not identical or anything, but you can see this large wick and a rejection and people are panicking. But the next candle, there's a very small wick down and it rips to the upside. Okay, so we could be in some sort of similar situation like that. It cannot be ruled out because new quarters, new 6 months, they can change markets. Uni's getting slaughtered today again. It's down 9%. It's kind of frustrating. Right now, off the top of my head, I can't remember any other patterns. Now, Uni, this can be forming a U-shaped pattern, and a lot of times these are, test pumps or bullish wicks, and then there's reaccumulation before they real move higher. So as bad as this looks, I'm still holding it, but it's, these can go either way though. We cannot guarantee it's an uptrend here, but it's still very possible on all the cards. Obviously, I don't think this is going to give a bullish stop hunt. It could, and if it does, it's still fantastic. Like if we do something like that, if we sell off at the start of the new quarter, which is a new 6 month, and do something like that, and pierce the lows of there, obviously I still think that would be fantastic. It would scare a lot of people, but it still would be a very nice pattern. I don't think it would go that low, right? That's the truth on Uni, that is. Now we can look at other coins. A lot of other coins have got hit pretty hard. Polyx is still green. Let's just I'm at the top here. Let's what's the strongest coins today? We'll start on this. Actually, I want to go back and see that. This is absolutely terrible. Look at this for a yearly chart, 6 months chart actually. This is showing that the market was not ready for an alt season yet, or whatever. MTL 6 months chart. It's it's a bad rejection. You can see in the past these bad rejections still had decent bounces back up into the middle range. Well, from the open, and if you got it any lower or whatever, that's a 90% bounce back up. I'm not saying it's going to have a 90% bounce back up, but it's still possible, right? So it's so you said about the bearish and bullish stop hunts on a new quarter. Well, every candle is different, as you can see. AEVO, yes, if we could get a bullish stop hunt on that, that would be absolutely fantastic. LU, I'm not even looking at Luna. Yeah. Again, here, if we can get some sort of bullish stop hunt, it's bouncing today, as we talked about. Now, I mentioned in the chat, I'll go to a monthly in a minute, but this could be gearing up for something like this. If you look at the last candle, it had a bounce into the end of the month, and then it filled the wick and it had a bounce, and that's a 40-50% bounce. So if you bought into that wick there, Oh, it's more than that actually. It's 68% bounce. So you know, if this is having a bounce here and it's up 6.5% today, the low could be in for this. So dips and flip green on a new quarter would be buys, which is a new monthly and a new 3 month. It's not looking so hot here, but yeah, this definitely didn't play out. This completely failed as well so far. I mean, it's not completely failed at all yet, but you know, look at the range it's in. It's still forming that similar pattern, maybe slightly adjusted or whatever, but you know, we're still stuck in that pattern, although this is not a great candle. But a lot of things do look their worst before they can break out. Now if we do something like that on a new quarter, nice wick here, if it can actually move up and do that, that would be a very, very strong bullish sign for this to actually break out. But this is looking precarious. It's looking dodgy that this could potentially roll over. But what we need to watch for is we want to watch for that wick getting filled somewhere down in here, which would fake out below and then push higher. Right? You can see the yellow 9 EMA has moved. Sorry, yellow 9 EMA is formed there. We'd like to see that holding. That'll move across here into the next candle on the open, and we would like to see that holding. And from there we'd like to see recovery. So not every candle is going to have, you know, a bullish stop hunt or whatever. Some of them can be filling wicks, as you can see there. Stuff like this, I would like to see a bullish stop hunt. Like back here, this didn't. These are hard ones to trade. And you can see here, these didn't. These filled the wick before moving back up. These are difficult because this is a rejection candle that took liquidity above and closed on the lows. These you expect to see new lows or a bullish stop hunt, and it never did. So you're waiting for it and waiting for it, but it never comes down and it just moons. They're difficult to trade. You just have to buy it and hope it holds. But yeah, like for Hive, there is the possibility you don't see new lows on this. Right? There's a real possibility that this. Look at this one. Yeah, we talked about it, but it might just have a tiny wick and then a flip green. And if it does, this is a buy. This is a terrible candle down, but it's oversold. And if it's going to get that bounce back up, this could bounce back up into the neckline as a first target, right? You know, somewhere in there as a first target, and as a percentage wise, it's a 30% bounce. And could it go further? It could go further. So it really just needs to be watched and traded on a new quarter. MDX. Now these are random. Oh, this broke down actually. Yeah, interesting. Now, I will say, and it's not guaranteed, but often you get these big long bases, you get a fake out that runs the stops, and then all of a sudden, I didn't draw that well there, all of a sudden you get a move back up, and this was the buy. So if there's a bullish stop hunt on MDX, that is a buy, right? That is a fantastic buy, because if you can catch that on the lows there on a bullish stop hunt, well, you might have caught the exact dead low on that. The market so far is finishing poor into the end of the quarter, but that is something to look out for there. Yeah, this dropped. Someone was asking me in the group the other week. It bounced a few days ago and it was up here. And they're asking me, is this going to flip green? And I did say, no, I don't think it's going to flip green. It's very unlikely to flip green, and obviously it did sell off again. Yeah, interesting pattern. This is probably a bounce candidate also, I would suggest. It's up 4% today. Maybe that bounce has already started. Look at that yellow 9 EMA here on the 3 month. I would suggest that this is a good bounce candidate for a new quarter. Something like that. It may even be a buy right now with a stop below the lows, but that's probably too much risk. Let's look at it. So it's today, yeah. Look at that bullish stop one. That is interesting. You know, buying in around the first low down on here can be a very good place to be buying if it holds. Now, is there other examples of that? Here. Well, this is the first move up and then the drop. You know, the first move up, the drop back down, all the gains give back. So if you bought, well, here, obviously it did go a bit lower. It pierced the first low there. It was a good place to be buying. It's not a great example, to be honest. Here, well, there's the first low. If you bought just above it or just below it, you know, you're buying in a good place, and then you got this big bounce, right? So it's choppy, and it's designed to fake you out. Okay, that's a 20% drop, by the way. That's huge. It didn't look like that. That's a 168% bounce. But again, you know, that find the first low and be buying in and around that level. We are kind of doing that here now. Well, we didn't bounce yet, but we are at the first low, and it's designed to shake you out. So if this does go below here, I think it's a buy. Right? I think it's a great buy. Is it a buy right now? Potentially, yes. The safe way is to wait. If you want a knife catch, you could buy right now and then add a bit lower, or you can try and trade a new 3-month candle and look for that bounce back up. Even bounces into that level. Eventually, so a 40-50% bounce, right? 50% into the top of the range again, the bottom of the range to the top of the range. It's very, very, very possible and likely. But the safe way to trade it is into that new, buying into that new candle, the new quarterly candle. I mean, ENJ. Sam said in the group there that ENJ got delisted. I was surprised by that. Delisted from like, look at this move, and yeah. Again, I would still consider watching this. It is stop hunting those lows right now. These are potential places where it's a fantastic buy, right? So this, even though it's delisted from Coinbase, I think it is. I'm going off Sam's word now. I didn't see it myself. But look here. Look at this. Look at that. This is exact similar scenario. Look at this. Right here. Stop hunt at the very lows here. Triple bottom. Stop hunt. 1, 2, triple bottom here in a way. Stop hunt. Is this the dead low to move back up and obviously moon? Well, it's a very, very, very interesting place in the market. And it's already bouncing. It's up 6% today, and it's had a bullish stop hunt. If you know, you could nearly buy a small risk, small amount there, and put your stop below these lows somewhere. You know, it's not going to be a small stop. It's up 6% today, so the lows probably, yeah, double that. Yeah, so it's 12-13% of the very lows. But this is stop hunting the entire base. I actually just shared that chart in the group. Now I'm just rambling through coins here. Each coin is going to be different. Look at this AI. Interesting. Look at this bullish stop hunt here. I don't really like it, but it's possible it could do something, right? I'm not, you know, if you also look here, see this trend line right here? Look at this, somewhere there as well. So it is extremely interesting in a way. You know, we're compressing. I could probably put that down there even further. Maybe it's a bad, yeah, something like that. You can see this 3-day candle here. Like if we look at this, what if we bounce over the next 6 days? What if this is the actual low? Today could be the exact low. What? Yeah, was the low today? Well, anyway, that last candle could be the low. If we bounce into the end of the quarter, right? What if we don't take out the quarter low next quarter and do something like this? You know, bounce up, have a small wick down here that doesn't take out the low. Say if we bounce up and close up here. So there's a chance that that low today, even though I said I don't really like it, I don't really like it because the weekly before it was so large. A lot of sell pressure. Could it be the low? It's still possible. You know, no real need to knife catch here right now, but it possibly could knife catch here right now to stop below these lows in an attempt to knife catch the bottom. What if we do move up here, one or two green candles coming up here before the end of the month, before the end of the quarter, and then we open up and continue higher. You know, so it's risky. The other way to trade it obviously is to try and buy when we're flipping green on a new quarter, if we flip green on a new quarter. But definitely some interesting price action here. Like look at this. In the last bull market, we made patterns like this and we created higher lows. And then the next time, when this came back up again, it was a super W pattern that absolutely mooned the market, right? And yeah, you know, so this could be an absolutely fantastic buy here. What is this? PHB? not the same, but I just pulled open this chart here, but you can kind of see this here, this sort of setup right there. I know it's not the same, but what I'm saying is the big run up, the pullback, and then the move into the trend line. The big run up, the move back, the move back, and then into the trend line, and then you get this pullback. The pullback would be somewhere around here, and to chop about before breaking out of the trend line and then going parabolic, right? So, as bad as the market feels, it always feels bad before it gets good again, and that's where we kind of have to hope we're at. We just had the halving, of course. Now, not quite the same again, but here's EDGEWONK. Let's move this in just to so you can see that there. Not quite the same, right? But you can see we had the base in a way. We had the white 100 form, the move up, and the white 100 form, and then we moved up, and then the pullback down here. It actually pulled back down below the white 100 moving average and consolidated, and then obviously then it just it went absolutely parabolic, right? So it probably looked like death here as well. I mean, I was there, I was trading it, but I forget exactly on EDGEWONK, but I remember it going parabolic. I remember like thinking, bloody hell, what is this coin? What is it doing? But you can kind of see if I scrunch this down a little bit, to kind of a similar sort of style, you can kind of see what we're forming here. It could be forming some sort of parabolic natured coin that could absolutely explode. PHB could absolutely moon. We break that trend line and it could be off to the races. So what I'm saying is, all of these coins are slightly different. Can there be bullish stop hunts? Yes, but I think every coin needs to be looked at individually. Bullish stop hunts will be great, and we really, really should be looking at them. But these lows down here are definitely very interesting to me. So anyway, yeah, sorry mate, I kind of sometimes I ramble on, and I kind of half forget I'm making a video for people, but I start to get into the charts and start enjoying them. Kind of forget that people don't want to be sitting here for 20 minutes listening to me ramble on. But it is, and I'm going to shut it off now, it's a critical time in the market, really critical. There seems to be something happening here, right? There seems to be something. The market is attempting to put in some sort of a low here. Now, will we get bullish stop hunts on a new quarter? If we do, see this low down here looks kind of similar to here in a way. Well, it's had quite a few lows there actually, but it's trying to. Honestly, these new coins, it's great that these have sold off, to be honest. I want to look more into these coins. These have now dipped right down. I need to check these market caps again. These have dipped right down on here. These look way more attractive now. Look at these retraces on well, this is ALT. Bullish stop hunts on this would be absolutely fantastic. So REZ here, the chart's looking good, but the tokenomics are absolutely terrible. This is $100 million market cap now, but it's $1 billion market cap fully diluted. It's horrible. It's now this looks good to me. Let me check the tokenomics. Okay, so you can't see it here. It's off screen. Maybe I should move it over. Anyway, it's the same basically. Let me move it over. Yeah, you can see it's $100 million. Sorry, yeah, 100 million. The supply is a little bit better. The last one had 11% released. This is 21% released, so it's slightly better. Fully diluted, it's only 500, which is still pretty bad, to be honest. But it's better. For what I'm saying here, this could give a very nice bounce here. Look at this daily candle here. So as mentioned, there's something. The market's trying to do something here today before a new quarter. It's trying to put in some sort of major lows. Even here on this base, don't really like the base, to be honest. But you can see it's trying to do something. I need to shut this video off. I'm going to continue to look at these charts. Like even today, DGB, double bottom, higher low after the sell-off, getting this sort of recovery. if you look here, you can see the base and the breakdown, and then the double bottom. The base, the breakdown, and the double bottom. Look at the bounce come off there. It was actually the very low. The bounce came off there, actually went the whole way up here to 250% higher. But you know, the initial bounce off there was 40, 50, 60%, depending on where you got out. But we'll call it a 40% bounce initially. Are we? Well, we could be in for a look at the 40% bounce there, right into the neckline. Where did this bounce into? Right into the neckline. So there looks to be something happening here today. Look at this bullish stop hunt right here as well. Even if it's just something like here. Look at this. Look at these three here in the bullish stop hunt. That's a 20% bounce, right? A 20% bounce right now wouldn't be bad. That would be, you know, that would be nice. So VIDT here looks like it wants to bounce. This is an interesting coin also. ID, bullish stop hunt right here. It's just dropped 80%. It's just dropped 77% without a bounce. Small bounce here, but yeah. Also a bullish stop hunt. You can see here, here, you get the second weekly candle to the upside. So yeah, you know, that's probably a decent move. Let's measure that. If we get in halfway up this green candle or close to the bottom, there was still a 30% bounce. Just as I shared this, I was sharing these, you just posted there about GFI. Well, let's look at it. Yeah, nice pattern. Sometimes they come lower, right, into here. This was beautiful. This was fantastic, this first pattern. Definitely worth watching right here. Yeah, you could buy this right now. You could buy this right here, right now. Stop below the green line. It is a bit of a nice catch, so we do need to be careful, of course. There's no wick on top. The wick on the bottom would be nice to try and get that bounce. AVAX here, you know, terrible close. It's not closed yet, of course. 5 days left. It needs to bounce, but this was also a terrible close. If you remember back here, I don't know if you're in crypto back then, but you were in crypto. Anyway, I forget actually, but the you know, people were getting freaked out here, and what happened was we didn't form a bullish stop hunt, but we were very close to it. And you can see down here as well. See here, it didn't form it here. Maybe it did form there. Did we? It looked like a double bottom or a higher low there. Very close to it here, and very close to it here. So, you know, if we can get the same this time, if we can get some sort of bullish stop hunt or very close to it and a reversal, well, it's time to get on board to see if we can bounce back up. There is concerns though that Bitcoin has not bottomed, right? There's a real possibility here that let's just try and draw this properly. There's a real possibility that it could do something like this, which may catch a lot of people off guard. Now, obviously, we hope that this is not what's happening, that the bounce up and then reject and come down. A little bit like here, but not really. You can see that this was a larger candle, a red candle here. Obviously, we hope that this bounces and starts to take out the previous highs, of course. But there is concerns that this could happen, and then it's a new yearly candle that Bitcoin wants to run hard. Okay, so I'm being cautious because this is a possibility, and the reason it's a possibility is, well, we have a bearish yearly stop hunt at this point. Until we take that out, you know, the market is in a little bit of a precarious situation. But let's see what we get now on a new quarter.